Afternoon on a train, I only took it because it started to rain. Afternoon in the fall, this weather always makes me think about it all. The woman across me, she's wearing a trench coat, a bouquet of roses, I wonder what they're for. A candlelit dinner, a date in the park, a night at the theater, or love in the dark. I don't know where she's going, I don't even know her name. I don't know if her life has been a breeze or a hurricane. I don't know if he loves her or if afternoon on a train. I only took it because it started to rain.